60 Minutes. Timeless.
Welcome back to the program. I'm Mike Munro. As a journalist, bias is clearly not a good look. But for me, when it comes to Katharine Hepburn, all that goes out the window. It took me years of writing letters and making phone calls from all over the world, but eventually the notoriously publicity-shy Hollywood icon relented in 1987 and agreed to a rare interview. The problem was, as a 30-something, happily married father of two, I found myself falling for an 80-year-old firebrand who took no prisoners. Katharine Hepburn was probably the #1 actress of the 20th century. And shamelessly, I was her #1 groupie.
Katharine Hepburn is arguably the last of the great screen idols. For generations now, she's entertained millions, often playing herself as the daughter of a wealthy New England family. Always tough, always fiercely independent.
Now that house there at the end used to belong to a man named...
These days, tucked away in her private oasis in Manhattan, she's playing perhaps her most difficult role, fighting against old age. But typical of the woman, she won't let it beat her.
I can't run, I'm no good, and I'm called second bounce Kate because I pay the second bounce or the third bounce, and I can tell you if you have 2 bounces or 3 bounces in your favor, you can beat practically anyone.
I mean, you'd never know that this garden...
That's my tree.
Walk in a garden close to Katharine Hepburn and you feel that special magic. She may not walk as sprightly as she used to. Sometimes even her conversation might stray. But she will always be more than just a movie star.
Come on in, that's a lunch.
OK, thank you. Miss Hepburn, have you ever thought what a profound effect that you've had on so many millions of lives?
No, I think only the profound effect that I've had on my life.
So what sort of an effect has Miss Katharine Hepburn, actor, had on so many lives?
I live rich. Yes, it's had on me that I live, you know, on Easy Street. Very nice. Appreciate that.
You get a tremendous amount of mail from women of all ages from all over the world who use you as a role model.
Yeah, but I'm the result of the intellectual beliefs of my father and mother. I was brought up by an amazing pair of parents, and they made us tough. They made us try it. I can try and try and try and try and try and try until I succeed.
If there's anything which sets Kate Hepburn apart, it's her absolute determination. You've never been a cream puff, have you? You know Pussycat?
No. I have a fake hip and a bad shoulder, so that I'm the result of a trembling head and shaking hands.
And you...
No, I don't. I don't know. I try not to pay attention to it because it's all I've got. And I think the joy of being physically self-sufficient is enormous. You have to do what you can do. You have to tax yourself very severely to maintain your character.
Are you still swimming in winter?
Oh, yes. That's just to irritate people.
She's always set herself high standards, like here on the set of The Corn is Green, and expects the same of everyone around her.
Left hand. No, left.
During her career, she starred in 46 movies and more than earned the right to be a critic.
He could turn his back and say, don't talk about failure.
For her, many of today's movies just don't come up to scratch.
Sold out. I think they do, the poor slobs, they do what they feel they should do. And the women take their clothes off and the men and women roll around. I don't think they want to do that. I don't know, about 4-letter words, maybe a few of them I use and rather enjoy. But I think it makes for a very limited vocabulary. And I think they've supplied kind of terrible bogus sex for humor. There's very little humor. My generation of humor, there was real wit. Now, maybe the